Today, I'm going to bring you a bunch of quick tips that'll hopefully help you out when it comes to selling more. Welcome to Car Talk, where I give you my 20 years of experience on my 20-minute drive to work. First tip is to be presentable. Now, when I say be presentable, I'm just saying, hey, just iron your pants, iron your shirt, make sure they're coordinated together, they look decent. You don't have to be the best dressed person at the tire dealership or wherever you're selling. Just be presentable. Okay, just be presentable. No stains on your shirt, not smelling like cigarettes. Put a little bit of effort into what you're wearing. The next step is know your clientele. If you're selling Fords and most of your customers are construction workers, blue-collar people that work hard for a living, I personally don't think that you should show up wearing a tie and slacks and your suit coat and Rolex watch and all that stuff. I personally don't think so. I think that you should tailor towards your customer. Now, it has to be authentic to you, right? I'm not saying don't be who you are, because I'm sure there's cases where this is wrong. This is just what I think, that you're selling Fords, hopefully because you like Fords, and hopefully you relate to the people that buy the Fords, or whatever brand it is. Anyway, don't go over the top. Next one, if you've been selling cars for a while, I hope that you've heard this, and I hope that you take this advice and you're still using it today. But leave your bullshit at the curb. This is one of the very first things I heard getting into the car business, and it stuck with me. Okay? When you pull into that car dealership, your money problems, your home problems, all that stuff has to be left behind. You have to leave it behind. You can't bring it in to work with you. You can't show up and deal with all the stuff that you're dealing with at home and, all of that, because this is a mental game where you got to be positive, you got to be ambitious, you got to be always moving forward. And if you're bringing all of the bullshit with you, it makes it that much more tough. Makes it tougher on you, okay? It just makes it that much more tough. Now, I'm not saying there's not cases. There's always going to be cases that you just got to deal with something. I get that. But for the majority of the time, handle your business before you get to work and handle it after work. When you get to work, you're there for a reason. Okay? The next one, attitude. Attitude is everything. Everything, man. And you got to show up every day smiling, happy. You're there to help the customer. Okay? Don't forget that. That's why you're there. You're there to help the customer, not for yourself. Now, I get that you're there for yourself because you want to try to make some money, and all that stuff. Totally understand. Totally get it. But at the end of the day, you're there for the customer. If the customer shows up 5 minutes before it's time to close, why would you get upset with that customer? That customer's supposed to, okay, well, I don't want to show up 5 minutes before close. Stop. We've all done it. We've all had to rush to the store and had to get that last minute thing. We've all done it. So attitude is everything. You get with the customer, doesn't work out the way you thought it was going to work out. You spent 45 minutes with them and it didn't work out, or they just last minute decide, no, I'm not going to do this. Why would you get upset with that? You've done that. You've backed out of something. You've decided. You've spent somebody's time and didn't move forward. So quit it. Quit it. Have your attitude on point every single day. Greet every customer with a smile. Get up and walk them to the parts department. Get up, walk them to the service department. Be grateful that you're there. Be grateful. There's worse jobs you can have, I promise you. So attitude is everything. Training. You got to be willing to do training. I'm going to talk about this almost every single video, is you got to be willing to do training to some aspect. Watch some video, role play, product knowledge. It's okay. Whatever it is that you're doing, you just got to do it, okay? I don't care what it is, who's training you, who's teaching you. As long as it's ethical, you got to do training every day. A lot of dealerships don't do formal training like they used to. Okay? So you got to be self-accountable. You got to be motivated enough to do training on your own to get better. Hopefully your manager's helping you out and they're training on the spot and they're going over different situations with you. But you got to be willing to do training yourself. I can't talk about that enough. It's probably the most important thing that I did in my career to help me out. The next, just do the task. Just do them. You as a salesperson, you sit down, you get to work, and you got 50 tasks you got to do today, okay? You got 50. Now, I'm not going to tell you that every one of those 50 is just like, oh, those are money tasks, okay? Some of those tasks are BS. I know it, you know it, everybody knows it, okay? But why sit there and it's a waste of my time, okay? Do a task and set a timer. I want you to do this. Set a timer. Do one task, stop the timer. How long did it take you to actually do that task? Not very long. So just do the task. And then you know what? Go extra. Go farther. Why don't you do the task? If it says to call the person, call the person. Try to call them. And if they don't answer, send them a text. Hey, I just tried to call you. Let me know when you have a free moment. Send them an email with the exact same thing. Hey, I tried to call you and just wanted to touch base with you. Let me know when a good time is. Why not? Okay, and I think the reason why. Here's the reason why I think there's two reasons why I think this doesn't happen. One, you think it's a waste of time. You think it's a waste of time, therefore you're not going to do it. Valid reason, I get it. Second reason is because you don't have any value to offer the customer. You don't want to just call a customer and ask them, did you buy a car yet? Are you still in the market? Okay? But if number two is the reason why you're not calling them, is because you don't have any value, shame on you. You should know the customer. If you've had a chance to talk to them, you should know the customer. Know what they're looking for, know what kind of value they're after, and then be able to provide it. Being able to give them options. Okay? Being able to give the customer some options. I've had so many deals where the salespeople, they're done. They're not dealing with it anymore. And I go in there and I look through the conversation of what the customer's asking. And the customer says, I want to spend $35,000 on a truck. It's got to be under 50,000 miles. And it has to be these colors. I've sent a customer things that are a little bit outside that. Now, if they want 50,000 miles, I'm not going to send them something with 100,000 miles. But I might send them something with 60,000 miles and something that's 40,000. And say, hey, I know this is a little bit out of what you talked about, but I thought it was a nice truck. Maybe you'd consider it, so I wanted to send it your way. What's wrong with that? There's nothing wrong with that. Maybe they would consider it. Maybe you have a little room to discount. Maybe it's a nicer truck than they thought. Maybe they realized the $35,000 that they were trying to spend on a truck, not realistic. Maybe they couldn't find it. So you know what? Maybe they decided, you know what? We're going to spend a little bit more money, but they haven't told you that because you didn't talk to them, because you didn't do the task. Just do the task. It's not that difficult. You're there 8 hours a day at least, doing nothing, searching the internet, talking to coworkers, eating your lunch. Just do the task, okay? The next tip I want to give you, never give up on a customer. Never give up, okay? Keep pushing through. Keep pushing through. You get them when the customer shows up. Keep pushing. One of the biggest mistakes that I see is people get so worried about selling the vehicle to the customer. And instead, just sell the next step. Okay? When they show up to the dealership looking for a vehicle, you got to realize the chances are they don't like you because you're a salesperson. And valid point, because probably in the past, terrible salespeople has probably helped them out. So therefore, they don't like salespeople. That means they don't like you. Okay? So take the time to sell them yourself. Sell the dealership. Take that time to do that. Get their mind to change a little bit. And then when you're out there showing them some vehicles, build the value. Find the right vehicle. Okay? And when they don't want to take the test drive, don't worry about, oh, I'm not going to sell the vehicle. Sell the test drive. Sell why it's important. I've had so many customers show up, test drive the vehicle, and decide they didn't like it. Some customers want to come back, look at a vehicle, come back the next day to test drive it. Why? What if they don't like it? Now 2 days just to find that out? Let them go for a test drive and find out whether or not they like it or not. So sell the next step, not the vehicle, okay? Sell the next step. All right, Grace. All right, guys. You guys have a great day. Talk to you later. Hopefully it's bringing some value to you.
One's for the ones who keep going, even when life's got them on the ropes. Hustle over talent,